Welcome to Roll With It, your go-to podcast for all things cannabis.
We're your hosts, Julie Stevens and Brittany Guthrie.
We're going to be exploring the world of cannabis with leading industry experts, celebrity guests, and distinguished stoners.
So grab your weed, grab your snacks, and let's roll with it.
Hey everyone, we are here with Jodie from Cannabis Culture. I'm so excited to get into this one. This was a much anticipated episode, so we really appreciate all you guys being here. Thank you, Jodie, so much for being here too.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's great to be in this space with you guys.
Yeah, it's your space.
Well,
Thank you for letting us sit here.
Well, you certainly revived it, and a lot of wonderful people and good things have happened in this room. So very happy to be back here with the new energy and vibe.
Yeah, I'm excited for it to get busy.
Oh, she's sparking up right away.
What are we smoking?
Yeah, what are we smoking there, friend?
I think it might be Antidote. They gifted me a couple bags. So I think this one is a Kootenai. They're awesome. This is actually Timmy's OG Shark from Salt Spring Magi. He gave me a little jar, and this morning when I was deciding what to roll up to bring in, I was like, I'll bring a couple bags, and I got some bag here. But this one, yes, is Timmy OG Shark. Very good crew.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, very familiar with it.
Yes.
I think it's definitely a fan favorite out there.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, we'll jump into it here. You enjoying that joint, Julie?
Yeah. Just feeling myself.
It's a
on
Jodie's joint. All like
I know. I'm like,
this is my style. I'll teach you all one day. Nice.
all right. Sorry about that little puff pass.
No, I popped
You know, you gotta watch her because she'll like puff and puff and puff. And
Yeah,
puff.
no, it's a
all
whole
right.
thing.
No worries.
All right. But Jodie, the one and only Jodie. How long have you been working in the cannabis industry, and what's your journey been like, especially with legalization happening, and you've been a part of it all now?
It's been 21 years since I showed up on this block in Vancouver. My introduction to cannabis was a bit unconventional, perhaps. I was very much against it. I never smoked it. I was a teenager. I was a leadership student. So I was all about following the rules and liked authority. And I thought teenagers were foolish for drinking and smoking and doing all sorts of wild and crazy, reckless behaviors. I was very old-fashioned.
Actually, you were like me.
Wow. Classic.
I know. I actually,
Classic, you
I
know?
was like that too until I got back to public high school.
There you go.
Right? School.
I
That
was
wasn't
in
really
high
where you
school.
go to build character.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, for me, it was seeing my best friends were smoking weed, and I was like, you guys are crazy. And then they slowly introduced me to like this magazine called Cannabis Culture and this video website called Pot TV. This is like 2001, right? So long ago. And that was my introduction. So I started opening my mind. I tried a little liquor, tried a little weed, stuck with the weed. And it's been quite the journey. I showed up here in 2004 in Vancouver and learned that rather than going to school or doing some sort of conventional path, why not just learn by living? And activism was a part of what this building represented. So I dove right in, ran for office the following year in 2005. The first of 5 election campaigns I've done. So just like got hired as the assistant editor of Cannabis Culture magazine in 2005 also. Had a lot of history here, a lot of adventures, did some Pot TV shows and 420 events and public speaking and did a whole lot.
You're allowed to breathe.
Yeah, right? See, I don't tend to breathe that much because I'm so excited all the time.
No, I think that's great. Like, it's very inspiring for sure. You've always been someone that I've looked up to in my cannabis journey. So
Thank you.
it's such an honor to be beside you.
Oh, sweet. Well, I just say stuff that I hear everyone else saying around me. And if I get opportunities to speak, then we can amplify what a lot of people feel. And that's the important thing about being able to speak and share a message, is that a lot of people don't get the opportunity to be heard. So if you do get any opportunities, then use them to speak on behalf of those who don't have a voice so much. So
Yeah. Well, definitely, you've always been an inspiration for me and pretty much everyone. But but that's amazing. And I'm a big fan of cannabis culture. Like, just obviously, there's a lot of history around this, and I'm curious how it's been operating a lounge like this, and what along your journey have you learned that you want to bring forward and help kind of be a part of that, legalizing these lounges and giving people an opportunity to really fully enjoy these spaces?
Yeah, well, like cannabis has been stigmatized forever, and having a building where it's not just accepted, but it's celebrated and encouraged. I mean, the history of this company goes back to the founder Mark, and he opened across the street. And most shops in the day, back in the day, if you wanted to buy a bong or a grinder or anything, the store said for tobacco use only. And in 1994, 95, he was like, no, it's for marijuana use, but that's illegal to even say that. So there were all these laws that were being broken by the operations of this organization, from opening up a hemp shop and a head shop, helping people use bongs and everything and say it's for cannabis, helping people grow it, selling the seeds, printing a magazine so people could access it and learn how to grow. Magazines, books, and all media are still illegal, even under up to legalization here. Lots of restrictions. So for me, being in this building, it was always about, how do you use a business providing a good or a service to people? How do you turn that into activism? It's like a social enterprise. You're making money to give back to a cause. And people want to spend money going to your lounge, buying seeds, buying a bong, then they know that their money is going back towards a cause. So for us, it's always been about bending the rules as well. You have to kind of push the boundaries. But I've had a book by the Starbucks founders saying they also did sort of boundary pushing with more seating than you're allowed in certain places, and various little like bylaw infringement, right? Like, but that's important. You know, Airbnb and Uber, they were illegal when marijuana dispensaries were illegal, and they all self-regulated, and those two got legalized, and dispensaries got shut down and replaced with new stores, and we are where we are. But like, we have to be able to bend the rules, be the model for what we want to see in the world. That's the successful path for so many of the things we have today. So it takes guts, though. You're going to deal with bylaws and government and visits about rules, this and fines, that, and taxes, this and that. So it's a journey.
Yeah. We've had lots of that at the events I've done in the past, lots of visits. And honestly, I love giving them a little tour around, because I think overall, you can't deny they're just curious.
Oh, for sure. And they want to know what's the best way of doing this. And the best way is to find out who's doing it well and go see what's up.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a lot of advocacy opportunity ahead too with this. I mean, cannabis is more available than ever. The drinks, even the way that they hit you faster because of nano emulsifications. I'm learning some stuff these days. But apparently, you can, if you like this.
Oh yeah,
but you can expect that government officials are open to understanding more about the ways this is used. And as it becomes a substitute for alcohol use in many cases, and even hard drugs, but I think society might shift a little more to be about a healthier, safer alternative to the normal ways of relaxing and having a good time. So that we should see accommodations, but it requires being heard. If they don't hear people complaining about it, squeaky wheels get the grease, right? Like, you have to be heard, you have to be relentless. The only way to be sure to fail is to not go for it. And, you know, just if you quit, there's no chance. So we, like you yourself, with all the events and everything that you're doing, you're setting a model, and that's advocacy. But you also need to actually call the politicians and email them and whatever. That's important too. So that's what part of our efforts here that we're working on is going to go towards, as always.
Yeah, it's very evident it's going to take a lot of us. Trying to do it all by yourself, or even a small association, it's not enough anymore.
Right.
And, you know, fun little story for you. This made me really happy, and we did an after party for the UBCM in a hotel right across the street there. This was maybe a year and a half ago, and I did this with the Licensed Retail Cannabis Council and the Craft Cannabis Association.
Awesome group.
So we hosted a party. We had a bunch of booze, and we had cannabis drinks and joints, and we had discussions, and we had maybe almost 200 people from the UBCM come in there. And we were actually hauling booze out back home with us, but they powered through the cannabis drinks. So this was really cool, because I was like, all right, that's definitely the way in. Yeah, they were loving it. And you'd assume they would want more booze.
No, people are looking to quit, and they want something else to enjoy. And I was skeptical of drinks for the longest time, like a lot of us were. but there's a whole segment of the population that is just right for those who just want to sip on something and enjoy, and they don't want to be smoking as much weed as people like us do, because like we can handle it and lots of people can't.
Yeah.
So they want alternatives and choices, and that's what we need, is choices and diversity of options. Governments should be into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If everyone's making money, I guess everyone's happy.
Yeah, let the government
Simple.
take their cut. That's all they want.
Yeah.
Just promise them, if we make more money, you make more money. So let us make more money. That's what you'd think, but
Yeah, back to the
Governments.
rules. I don't know how to read, so I don't have that problem.
Julie.
Oh, well, on that freaking note, let's get back to the fun. Who has been the best and most fun guest that you've had in here in Canna Culture? Like, who's been
Oh,
your
boy.
favorite?
All time.
Well, it's kind of an easy answer. Tommy Chong, man.
Chong, sorry.
This guy, he's
Yeah.
he's a sweetheart. And here's the deal: he will never let you know when he's coming. He'll just walk in and be like, "Hey, is Jodie here?" And I'll be here. And it's been like that for 20 years. We've known each other. From one of the first articles I did, he was out of jail. He spent some time for the bond company. He came to Vancouver. He was at an event, and we interviewed him. And then he started writing a column for our magazine. So I was the assistant editor. So I would get the emails from him and edit it and fix it up and correct things, and just basically edited his column in Cannabis Culture magazine. But he would always just show up kind of unannounced. And he's just a sweetheart, like a genuinely good person. And for many years, he would just pop in to support me, because there were a lot of hard years there. And he was just always so kind and smart and fun. And he's great, because of course when he walks through the building, everyone's like, "Holy shit!"
Oh, yeah, no. If that happened to me while I was here, I'd be like,
"Well, I hope he comes by soon."
"Is
I
that
hope
Tommy
so.
Chong?"
I had that moment with him though.
Oh,
at Grow Up.
Yes, no, I met him
in
at Grow Up as
Victoria.
well. I had the same. You know what though? I felt so good because I actually made him laugh.
That's
I
awesome.
went up to the table. I was like, "My guy, I am you, but a female. Let's go!" And he was like, "I love this energy." I'm like,
Awesome. Well, he would. He loves great characters, and that's cool, because that event, when I met you there, I turned the tables on him. I surprised him, so we have each other's phone numbers. We just don't message because you don't bug people. But
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell him. I was like, he's always sneaking up on me. So I was the last person in the lineup for his meet and greet outside, and he was like talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And then it turns for the next person, and it was me, and we have like pictures. He was so happy, and we catch up about life, and he asks about he's a genuinely very good soul and human being. Like, yeah, I'm quite honored to have him come through here at all. Like, that's the coolest guest though. We've had a lot of other neat people, but I'll just, I'm not going to start name dropping. But the truth is, I grew up in this building, and so did a lot of other people. And there's a lot of people who worked here, and many have passed on, and many have moved on, and they have made my life what it is. Like, this building, I actually am so drawn and attached to it. Like, I want to keep it going because it has this energy, not only because it was built in 1896 and helped save the city of Vancouver during a depression. Its founder built it, and everyone stayed in the city. And so this building has like so much cool, interesting history, but 30 years of that history has involved our presence in it. And it's just literally infused. The walls are just filled with millions of tokes and so many good, cool people who have hatched brilliant ideas and who run amazing businesses. And yeah, it's actually affected a lot of people, and that makes me the happiest. So even if this building goes down, it has been part of the lives of countless people, thousands of people who have gone on to make a difference in the world in a positive way. So anyway, sorry, I'm rambling.
No, I completely agree with you. I think you're both probably sick of hearing this, but like I've said, just my best memories have been here in Amsterdam Cafe, and I love that this is still around, and I love that we're able to connect with you and try and build that back up, because you're a big part of the cannabis industry and the history and why we have things that we do, because you have been a part of that.
Well,
So
thank you. I mean, it's an interesting thing because for a couple of years ago, we worked really hard for legalization based on the idea of freedom and legalizing what already existed.
Mhm.
It was basically like, hey, everybody's already doing it, right? That's the point. Everyone's growing, selling, branding, packaging, self-regulating. Like, just legalize that, legalize it. And then there were a few years of some corporate political insider corruption, as happens in every part of the world with every industry and all movements. So, join the club, revolutionary. So like we changed the world, but it was hard for a few years there for me to really. There was a lot of hurt.
Yeah.
There were a lot of victims and a lot of medical patients and a lot of good stuff got sacrificed, you could say. But now, as time has gone on and I'm seeing the positive impact that does still exist and the potential for what exists, it's just like we can have it's a new era. It is a phoenix rising from the ashes. This isn't over yet. Nothing stops cannabis. We co-evolved with this. We cannot exist without it. So it's here. It just needs us to never give up growing it and providing it and educating others and like letting people discover not just the healing properties of it for their bodies, but the way they will think about the world differently. That's where the real revolution is. So anyway, I forget what the question was. What was that a question?
True bomb, baby.
I think it was, who is the coolest guest you ever But we went off Tom Chong, and then it was like, bye. See you later.
I love that. No, I absolutely love hearing.
This is really nice, by the way. This is
that
tasty.
is the tropical orange from Coots Canna.
Ooh, the Kootenai weed.
Yeah.
We're a fan. We're a
nice
fan.
resin ring there.
Send us a message. We'll send you our address.
Only the best things come from the Kootenays.
Oh, yeah.
I am one of them.
Yeah.
Right on. I got to get out there soon. Like I actually do.
Speaking of which, actually, like I know cannabis culture is a huge part of everything that you do, but you are now dabbling in some white labeling. Am I correct?
Well, so yes, cannabis culture. Well, okay. So lots of
Hold up. Okay.
Hold up. Buckle up.
For regulatory reasons, I'm just gonna take a moment.
For legal reasons, we're gonna collect our thoughts.
I'll give you a moment.
Yeah. I'm a professional, I swear. Okay, so there have always been opportunities along the way to go legal or have some product or whatever, but philosophically, I'm more tied to the reason why it should be legal is to stop punishing people who are harmless with harmful regulations and punishments when it's like that's the reason I want to stay involved in cannabis. And after the pandemic and everything, it was like, where do we fit in? It's true, because so many people would say, you won, you legalized it, like you're done. But that also feels like the end of your life if that's your whole identity. Like I had an existential crisis. It was like, oh my God, well, it is legalized. Like, did we win? Because it feels like we lost a lot. I was like, what? So that was like a bit of a mind game that, so. But
you were mourning and celebrating at the same time.
Yeah, and it was hard.
Feeling.
And it was also new. So we don't know how things are going to unfold. And so coming back into the scene, and when I went to the book club event for the LRCB, the Retail Cannabis Council, that was my first eye-opener. Like, oh my gosh, all my old friends are still around. If they're still here, they're here. And all these new people with their new energy and their ideas. And imagine what we could accomplish together. So what can cannabis culture do in this era? If we have a brand that's highly recognized around the world, because we printed and published all over, and we are a global brand. We're just a tiny, tiny team in this building, and how can we help this industry is the goal. And the roots of this company, Cannabis Culture, from the founder Mark, was always sell a product to make money to fund change, because you cannot rely on donations and charity and volunteers. That cannot make a movement successful. You have to be in business. You have to sell something that people want and then turn it around and use that money for good. So what can cannabis culture do if we're not selling seeds or magazines and bongs and vaporizers? What about selling a product? So when I discovered legal weed for the first time going into a legal store, I was quite overwhelmed because I don't know any of the brands. All the bags look the same.
All the bags are white.
Yeah, and if you don't know anything about strains, specifics, then how are you ever going to decide And I tried to buy ethically by looking for logos of people that I kind of knew were from the legacy legal. But some of the stuff I bought was accidentally big corporate weed, like specific companies that I have beef with. So, well, not really, but like historically not cool companies that aren't in it for the right reasons. But I decided, how do you highlight those good farms? How does the consumer go into a store and discover local craft cannabis, the little mom and pop shops, the little small farms that are struggling in this crazy industry that's overtaxed and overregulated? They're barely holding on as it is. How do they stand out with all these marketing restrictions? How do they get heard? How do they get people to support the issues that are important to them as businesses and for consumers, like pricing with taxes? Everybody pays for that.
Yep.
So what if Cannabis Culture put our logo on a bag, like a collection of samples from different farms, so the consumer can grab the bag and look at the 3 farms and discover their brands, so that when they go to a store next time, even if it's the government store, they can grab that bag, grab that brand, support that local farm that doesn't know how to stand out otherwise. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping with Cannabis Culture, like, we've got quite the online following. We've got 3 million followers online all over the place. And this is a BC product that we're launching to start. So the goal is to do this and highlight the farms and highlight the stores that are independently run, awesome operators who deserve to stand out. Like, they're struggling, and if we don't fight for them today and for the next few years, we will lose them, because we're in this first decade of legalization. How do we save craft? How do we save legacy? How do we go small and local? You've got to help make them stand out. So our goal is to highlight those farms and stores and build out from there, and use part of the proceeds to fund an organization called Fair Cannabis, FAIR, Fair and Inclusive Regulations. It's a one-stop spot for people across Canada to go take action on issues that matter. Mm-hmm. So whether it's packaging for the environment, or drug testing at work, or no lounges, or medical access, or overtaxation, or other business barriers, on and on and on. What's your issue? Well, there's probably an organization working on it. There's probably a petition somewhere about it if it's not on our website. There's probably a court case going on that you could join. There's probably something you can do to take action. So with every purchase of the Cannabis Culture Collection bag, you are supporting Fair Cannabis. And Fair Cannabis advocates for everybody in the industry, even big corporate, because if they get better advertising rules, so do the little guys. So there's room for everybody to contribute to make this better for all of Canada. And Cannabis Culture as a marketing, messaging, media brand, where it's just me talking the truth like we always did before, but now I get to talk to people who know what's up and know what's going on, and the farmers and the store owners, find out what's up, put it out there, let the consumer scan a QR code, vote for an issue, send a petition, send a letter to your member of parliament. That's all set up right now. You can go take action right now on many issues, petitions, automated letters to elected officials, and let's build up from there. And there's also a bunch of resources of other groups who are taking action, and we hope to get different companies and brands to contribute towards this, so we can be an effective lobbying machine and connect this huge network of amazing people in Canada working hard and trying to be seen in advocacy and business. Were you buckled in?
I was. All right. On that note.
Safe to unbuckle.
No,
I'm sorry. I just rant. I just like go on a.
No, this is what that's for. Like, this is a platform.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, this is a platform for everyone to come on, and I like that we're dabbling in everything, because I know we're gonna have a big voice and we're gonna have that megaphone. And I love that we can talk about everything.
A lot of people will have megaphones. That's the most important thing. It's
not just about
right. Well, but for real, like, it's not even. That's what's cool about it. Like, for a long time there, I may have been media friendly and got to speak to our issues and became a spokesperson, but I don't know everything. I don't know much at all about the legal industry, in fact, and that's why my goal and our goal with Fair Cannabis is it's not just the Jodie show saying the things that need to be said. It's actually about empowering people in different areas to take action, because then it can be a resource hub where it's like, download these talking points to take to your elected official about lounges. Here's a petition printed. You can take it to an event, or like materials, and have people be Fair Cannabis spokespersons, reps in their area, because Nova Scotia has different issues than we've got. You know, there's room for representatives all across Canada and eventually beyond to speak to the issues that matter in their area and be a representative. And this could all be funded by selling weed. I just want to shout out Toba Grown, because Jesse and his team there in Manitoba, the province, banned home growing, but it was supposed to be legal under the federal law. They did this. They put weed in bags, sold the bags to raise money to fund the court case to sue the provincial government to get that right. And they got the government to agree to do it, and they just passed it, and they just released the details. So they actually sold weed and used the money. And not only did they pay the $50,000 or whatever it was for the court case, they kept making money. They're still making, and they're giving to women's shelters and food places and all sorts of community events. And so people are buying this weed and giving back to good. And that's exactly the model for cannabis culture. And so Fair Cannabis, one day, I hope the little Fair logo will be on all sorts of bags to show that this is a farm. It's like, you know, fair trade, you know, but fair cannabis. In some way, shape, or form, they're giving back to making things better. That's the vision anyway. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I think you'll be able to make it happen. I mean, you guys have been so successful in the past, and you have a loud voice, and you have a lot of capabilities and good connections. And like, without that, you're not getting far.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm learning a lot. This is all new. I used to know what I was doing. I thought I knew what I was doing. Now I feel like, oh, there's a lot of new stuff to figure out here, but that's kind of exciting. Round two.
That's the fun part about the cannabis industry. You never really know what's going on, but we're driving.
Yeah.
When it's really dark and foggy, and you're like, I can see.
We're basically
2 liters is enough, right?
We're used to the pop-ups. We don't mind some days.
Exactly. Basically, everyone's in their own canoe, and we're all just going upstream. Some of us are a bit further. So I'm, constantly putting the brake on ours, so we're kind of spinning around sometimes. But we're doing tricks, exactly. But I absolutely love that vision. And cannabis is community, and the more we all work together, the further we can go.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited to see more of that, especially all the different craft producers.
There's so many good ones out there.
Are you allowed to tell us?
Absolutely.
That you're working with already?
Absolutely. We're announcing it for sure. So our bag, and here comes a visual probably on the screen, is we've got 3 farms of craft cannabis. Number 1 is Sweetgrass. They're out in the Kootenays.
Ooh.
They do amazing stuff, and their strain is 91 octane. That's our indica, nice and gassy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Banjo, grown by Seastone Farms on Denman Island.
Oh.
And this is a lovely find. Like, it's right in the middle there. Oh, it's a beautiful smell, covered in trichomes.
Yeah,
I just shared a little video of it. We're going to show you up close and personal all these beautiful buds. And then the third one is Salt Spring Magi with the Salt Spring Love Haze. So that's a wonderful sativa. It's very uplifting. It's beautiful. And so some of these farms are already well known on their own, but that's the point, is to introduce to people who may not know how to discover them, might have never considered it. And so that's the goal. Get these farms out there and support them so they can stay strong and keep providing excellent flower to the people. Yeah.
No, it's good to have more and more additions for these smaller farmers, because the more outlets they have, the better they have a chance at surviving. And so one more opportunity is amazing. Are you looking for more growers?
Oh, absolutely. I already have a bunch in mind that I love, and reached out to them. So we're just waiting for this first one to go well and see how it all pans out. It's an interesting format because it's 6 grams. So it's 2 grams each of 3 different farms.
Oh, okay.
So you get like a nice 2 gram amount. It's not just 1 gram. You get enough to, appreciate it. It's like, those little fun dip candy.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
So you get like a little sampler. So
now
you get
I want
there's
one.
3. So there's 3 little bags. So then you can actually compare the difference between weed as well, which was part of the fun of dispensaries in the old days. It was totally so fun to go up and sniff those different jars and look at the different structure. And so that's what we hope to bring too, is you get to actually experience a collection of cannabis. Really nice. It's the Cannabis Culture Collection, craft collection. So that's what's up with that. And so I love so many different farms. I have a list of people I would work with in an instant, but we just gotta get this first one out the gate. It's launching in May, so I will be going and knocking on doors at stores and asking them to carry it, and hoping consumers will ask their local store to carry it too. And it's doing direct delivery, so it's us actually just making sure it's sent fresh. And yeah, this is all new. I never thought I would be doing this, and it's very interesting. Learning a lot, I'll tell you.
Are you gonna explore other categories and quantities?
Yes, definitely. We want pre-rolls. We want all the good stuff. And again, also to expand across Canada and potentially like beyond, because it is about letting these other brands shine, but our name can bring that attention to them.
You have a huge following.
It's
yes.
a big. It's
People
a,
are stupid not to take that as an opportunity.
We haven't been
Sorry.
using it before. Like we haven't really been like trying to. I don't want to say monetize. I don't mean that. Utilize. You know, like
exercise.
There's a lot more going here, right?
Extra fries.
Yes, please.
No, I think honestly you deserve that though. You've built this name for yourself, and so it's okay if you toot your horn a little bit. Yeah, that's quite all right.
We'll do it.
But no, I think that's more than okay. You guys have really hustled hard over the years, and I think you deserve that. So don't feel ashamed if
I just feel totally in an ocean of new knowledge. I'm just trying to keep swimming. It's good though. It's fun. I'm actually invigorated again. Like I've seen so many positive changes, and that's what encouraged me too, is seeing regulations actually changing, court cases winning, you know, like just stuff that takes years sometimes too. That's the key thing. You just gotta be patient. Some stuff takes years. And yeah, boy, that can be tough.
That's my problem.
Me too.
No patience.
Oh man. I just like it is tough. I want to see action. Like I want to fix things, you know? So but patience pays off, and relentlessness pays off. So
that I have.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. No, that's incredible. All the things you're doing, and we're very appreciative of using Pot TV Studio. I love it in here. Cool. It's so cute. It's awesome to have you in here, and I really encourage other people to utilize this space, and you can consume in it. It's great lighting, lots of TVs, little cute waiting rooms. So if you're looking to do your own kind of content and stuff, this is a great space to use.
It is.
As I said before, like you have a huge following, Facebook and YouTubes and things like that, and you know, we're working on our podcast too, so thank you for.
Well, it's about the
thanks
culture.
for bringing some clout on.
Oh my God! No, you guys are killing it. Like that's the creators. Like, that's so important, and that's the culture of cannabis. It's it's been illegal for so long. So the way that our people connected was through media and music and art and all of that, like movies, inside jokes, symbolism, like. That lingo, like having a language all to ourselves, and national holidays and everything. Like we've connected through culture, and that's the name was Cannabis Culture back when nobody called it cannabis. It was always marijuana, and we were the only ones calling it cannabis. And so it's fitting though, because it is about a culture and how you discuss the consumers. Well, there's so many. The wonderful thing about cannabis is it does connect so many different subcultures and different segments of the population, and like you could take one person from yoga place or a grunge metal place, or like someone who likes camping, or like take hockey play, put them all together. If they like smoking weed, they're groovy. Like it's all about sharing and connecting, no matter what your background is. And that's, I don't know, it's probably because we all have an endocannabinoid system in our body, and this plant is actually having an effect on us and bonding us. Maybe it's similar to how mycelium and mushrooms, like we're all connected. We know we're all connected, obviously, in some way, shape, or form. But I think cannabis helps make you more open-minded to that and break down a lot of the barriers that we all tend to build up over time through living this hard thing called life. So this is the tree of life, and it helps us reconnect with our nature and with each other, knowing that we are all one. And what's good for you is good for me. What's bad for you is bad for me. No more war. Peace on earth. That's how it should be.
Yeah,
I agree. Just a little bit of chaos, though.
Yeah, some
That's
fun.
why I'm here.
And some fun. Have fun.
It's the devil and the angel on your shoulder.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, if you weren't
Jodie,
having
do
fun-
it. Do it.
Do
Do
it,
it.
Jodie. Don't do it.
What, lay down some beats or something? What are we trying to discover here? Talking about creativity, who knows? But no, it's such a pleasure to be with you guys as you create some content and creative stuff to share with people about culture and community. That's really where the magic's at.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We're trying to get as much of our important messages out there, just like everyone else's. And it's great doing events and stuff, but you have a limited audience, and online, like, to be able to connect internationally, even it's really, really incredible, because everybody is watching, and who better to watch than BC, and who better to narrow in on than the pop block.
Well, this building in particular, like right there, is a lounge, and there's a window. So if we have an event in the lounge where people are learning and all that, or there's an art show with glass blowers, or who knows what, you can do a live broadcast here for everyone who can't make it to the party. You can broadcast the speakers or the musicians. You can come in here and do one-on-one interviews. There's a little private VIP area. Like, it's accommodating for bringing the events and the culture to the global audience. So we're working on ways to like get Pot TV back up and running. A little trivia: it was one of the first video websites ever on the internet.
Okay.
Year 2000.
Thank you.
Year 2000. CBC News and Pot TV were the first video websites on the internet. Most people didn't have enough modem power, dial-up. It was all dial-up, so it was hard to get visuals, but it was out there. So yeah, that was part of the revolution, that the seeds, literally the seeds of the marijuana magazine mail order catalog, that helped kick off Pot TV, revolutionary technology, torrents, all the old stuff. Anyway.
No,
it's
I love
old
it.
here.
I was just thinking about the whole, you guys are talking about the window and everything. I had to get used to that, because when we were doing a podcast up here during the hospitality summit, we had Nafisa and Alana sitting in the corner over there making faces at me. And I'm like trying to just like,
Well, there used to be some curtains. There were some curtains you could like.
And then like I got downstairs and they're like, "You look so serious. We've just never seen you like that."
Oh, that's funny.
So it's a great space to bring culture to the people through the new era, the form of communication, which is the internet. So, boy, I'm really impressed we've smoked as much as we've smoked. I don't get as baked as I don't get this baked as often as I used to. Wait.
Well, we just appreciate the smoke and sesh with you and sitting down, and like Brittany was saying, thanks for letting us into the studio, and I'm really happy to make this our own and call this home again.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing energy back into this space, just to honor all the friends who have come and gone over the years, and all the revolutionary cool shit that came out of this building. Like, man, we did some awesome stuff.
Fuck yeah.
And we have so much more awesome stuff to do, and it requires being with the people who are making shit happen. And you guys, I've been watching you make shit happen. So
that'd be Brittany.
I appreciate that so much, because that's what our movement needs too. So thank you for your commitment and the fun you bring to it, and for being so kind and working with us and all this.
Thank you. Yay. Now, I have a last little question before we kind of wrap things up here. And it just goes back to the beginning of this podcast, when you were talking about coming from a very kind of proper home, prim and proper home, and you smoked weed for the first time.
Well, that was self-imposed. Everyone else in my family was cool. I was just like,
really?
Little straight edge,
Oh.
Yeah, I was just a little weirdo. No, not really. I mean, who isn't?
Well, maybe you were. Maybe in a way that was your version of rebelling, because everyone else was groovy. You're like, I'm gonna be different.
Oh yeah, I had really
gonna
cool
be proper
sisters. I'm like, I'm not gonna do all that teenage stuff. But no, it was also a place of feeling like I wanted to help people make good decisions, but you also can't force that. You just have to let people find themselves. So anyway, but it was a weird upbringing for sure, because I was.
How old were you then when you first smoked weed, and do you have any
16.
memory of it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I can tell you that for sure. How did Jodie first ever smoke weed? Okay, so I was still kind of against it, but my best friends, they came to hang out. This is grade 10. It's before or after 9/11. This is 2001, and 2001, springtime, March 2001, and my parents were gone, and they wanted to come hang out, and they wanted to drink some beer and smoke some weed, and I'm like, okay, fine, because they're still my friends. And so they started drinking beer, and I was like, maybe I should try it. I had never drank, so maybe I should try it. And then I took a sip, and I'm like, oh, that's so gross. And they're like, no, take a shot of it. So we poured a shot, and I took that, and I'm like, oh, it's still so gross, not into it. And then they're like, okay, let's go hotbox a bathroom. We'll do a Hawaiian hotbox. This is where you turn the shower on hot, get it all steamy. I don't know why, but then you go in there and you smoke weed in a steamy room.
Yep.
There's other names for it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I love it.
But we weren't just going to smoke it in there. We were going to use a gravity. It's the where you take the ice cream bucket.
The gravity bomb.
So ice cream bucket, plastic. Fill it with water. Cut a big 2-liter pull off. Take the top half, and you got a little mouthpiece. Yeah, you put some weed, and you like pull it out of the water, and it fills up with smoke, and then you just go down and you inhale that thing of smoke. And we had a battery operated CD player with cassette tape doors in it, because it also played cassette tapes.
I don't even
and
know
that
what
was
that
like
is.
so it's like
I'm just joking. Carry on.
I could be serious. But we had like Napster. I had burned some music, so we had some trippy music I downloaded from Napster and burned onto a CD. We were playing it in the bathroom on this, and I was like, I'm like, well, because at first I said I'll just watch you guys do it, and then after I watched them do it, I'm like, I'm gonna try. And then I loved the way the music sounded. I laughed and laughed.
Yeah.
And I really loved it. And so that started breaking down my uptight nature, because it was like, wait a minute, if they lied to us about weed, like, and I started reading Cannabis Culture and watching Pot TV at the same time. And I was like, wait, if they lied to us about weed, what else are they lying about? And then 9/11 happened, and it was like, oh, they knew, my friends were super smart. They knew all about the war on terror and the military-industrial complex in Afghanistan and Iraq. They were smart because the Pot TV and all the activism was tied into all that too. So I was like, holy smokes. So the pot people aren't just like neutrally stupid and useless. They're actually smart and could be helpful. And like, it's just started distorting and making me question everything, which could lead down a bad path. Because then a year later, I tried a different substance, which like you just start to kind of, wait a minute, like fuck authority and fuck, but I didn't want to be that way. And I thankfully turned my life around and came to Vancouver and started like fighting for cannabis, because I had found it helped me a lot with a lot of things in my life. But then I started to also discover being anti-prohibition and how prohibition creates problems no matter the substance. But that's a whole other discussion. Probably best for Dana Larson, drug war advocate.
Yes.
So
we gotta get him on here.
But
sure.
But yeah, so I changed my life. It opened my eyes and made me question everything, and that's why it's illegal in most places, because it disrupts the system. So
yeah.
That is a whole other rabbit hole. Episode.
I was gonna say, but I can resonate with your experience very much. So it just went from like, it's not a part of my life at all, not at all, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, like why this is now everything. I'm gonna rethink every little thing I've ever lived.
And then you also start to wonder, like, wait a minute, this is medical for people, so like it's making people's lives better, and like people's lives are being ruined by the law, like ruined. Like the punishment is more harmful than the substance itself, and that makes you start questioning everything too. It's like, wait, I thought governments were there to look out for us. I thought authority wanted to protect us in our health. And then, again, there's another rabbit hole. Which one do you want to choose? Healthcare, war? What do you want to talk about? Banking? Like, it's just, you can start to open your mind a little too much sometimes too. So you did just bring it in a little and focus on something that's achievable, which we proved that we can do with legalization. So there you go. We actually pulled that off by focusing and just get it done. Took time, took effort, took a lot, sacrifice and pain. But there's so much ahead for that, and just keep focusing on it. Eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
Freedom for us all. Yeah.
Yeah. The world is just built on like a compilation of fear tactics.
Yeah.
And we got to change that. Like, you got to make it okay to not win or mess up.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrate that you even tried. Even if you lose something, like, you should still celebrate it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, just think about what it is to get strong physically. Like, when you're building muscles, you're tearing them. Like, you only get strong through the hardness of it. It's like animals that come, like chicken coming out of an egg, right? Like if you pry that egg open, it's gonna die. It has to like really struggle for that to. The struggle is the pent up energy to burst forth. Like it's like plants too. You can't like unfurl a flower because you want to see it. It's gonna bloom in its time. So
can we insert a video of that, of a little
slow
chick
time
coming out of an egg,
lapse.
Sasha?
Flowers blooming, chicks birthing. But like the struggle is what makes it. I guess maybe I have a nice little story that always kept me going. It's called "Who Knows What's Good or Bad," and people have heard this before, I'm sure. But it's you know, an old farmer. He has a wonderful horse, and the horse runs away, and he's like, "Oh no!" Everyone says, "That's so terrible. You lost your horse. How terrible!" He says, "Oh, who knows what's good or bad?" And then a week later, the horse comes back, followed by a bunch of other horses, and they're all in his property. And his neighbors are like, "Wow, what great luck for you! That's awesome." And he's like, "Well, who knows what's good or bad?" And then his son is riding a horse and falls off and breaks his leg, and everyone, "Oh, it's terrible." Well, who knows? And then the king sends out men to collect fit, healthy boys to go to war. Well, his son can't go with the broken leg, so who knows what's good or bad? So it's just like you never know. Actually, everything hard is actually part of the being good. So that might be a conversation for mushrooms or acid.
I'm like super high, Jodie. You're welcome, everyone.
We can edit anything out that you want.
I'm happy with this. Oh my gosh! Thank you again so much.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for your time, and I've had fun. This has been great sitting down with you. So
sweet. We didn't. Did we actually even smoke this, or did we just smoke the other one? Did we roll it?
We just lied to them about it.
You want to roll it?
We did smoke it.
I was gonna say thank you for letting me roll with it, but we have to roll one, so I guess we should do that. Okay, tell me a story while I roll a joint.
Okay. Let's see.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, what do you want to know?
You
want to know?
What were your first time smoking weed?
Oh, you know what?
Continuing the saga. Perfect.
It was with my cousin actually, and we smoked it out of a pop can, and we were hiding out in the middle of the bush, and back in Cranbrook, and she was like, "Just try it." She's been like smoking for years, and I think we were like 14, 13. I don't know, but I was very anti everything, surprisingly. And then, I got back to public high school from homeschooling, and then all of a sudden was like, oh, this is fun. It was like I was smoking weed. I started doing like acid. I don't know if I should say that on camera, but we were just out in the middle of the bush and then smoked in the pop can. I was like, is this safe for us? She's like, no. And I was like, oh, cool. And I just remember eating a bunch of shit. I've never felt so good.
The first time you get munchies and then you satisfy those munchies.
Oh, wow. You're chasing that forever.
It's almost more memorable than the first time you get high.
Oh, it was wild. I don't even we just went in the 7-Eleven and all of a sudden my allowance was gone. I don't know what happened. And I don't know, for the first few times, that's pretty much what happened. And I'm like, bro, I don't know. I'm so hungry that I just don't. It's just
It's just the delight.
It's a blur.
It's the delight of how everything tastes and textures. Just like, whoa, this is sensory overload.
Yeah.
And snacks are already awesome. So this is so awesome.
Yeah, I'm already a sugar fiend. So
Me
it's
too.
I friggin' was all over that. Yup.
Yeah.
I'm already kind of hoping she has those strawberry cheesecake bars upstairs in the freezer. Last time I was here, they were not here.
You just got
We just got
nice freezer. It is full.
No.
I saw.
You got, no. They have some good snacks here. So not only can you get stoned, but you can also get your munchies here.
Snacks.
And you can play pool upstairs, and there's some arcade games here, and lots of couches. That's the thing. It's kind of a couch lounge, chill, watch TV.
Oh, I love that though. Sometimes
we're gonna do some fun events here. Rolling competition? Should we do a rolling competition?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Love it. No, there's so much space to enjoy.
No,
for
there is a
sure.
lot of space, and I love that.
And the
because-
dab bars, and we, can have music. It's a beautiful place. This used to have a cabaret right beside us here, and so it has a dance floor. One of the last standing, like steamed pine or steamed spruce. There's some sort of nice wood that's used on the floor, like the old building here. So yeah, that's a proper dance hall, music hall floor over there. So that's why it's like sounds so good when you're in there. So.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so quick. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at her
This is
joint.
bad.
I look down and I'm like, oh my god, she's
Oh my
already
gosh.
done the filters.
And
And
it's too bad we didn't get the camera on it.
Jesus Christ.
We'll have to do another little
Alright.
video, but yeah, I mean, normally I have like something to poke.
Oh
the
my
end.
god.
This is a flag too. I don't really go on
Whoa.
like this.
Okay, no, that was impressive.
There we go.
Oh,
Let's
cool.
spark it up.
Wow.
Okay.
My
Gosh.
first time smoking weed.
That's
'Cause
you.
I almost forgot.
Oh, it's me.
Oh, or is there?
I don't know. It's
tradition
Julie.
here? You
I'm
gifted
trying
me
to
a joint
remember.
when we
Mine
met,
was
so.
mine was so foggy. It
Look
was
at
like
this.
it was
Oh
beautiful.
my god. Okay, I gotta start
It's
working
kind of a
on
bigger
mine.
one, that's for sure. Add a little extra. 'Cause there's three of us.
Extra love in there, yeah.
Who is this again? Are we doing
Oh,
That's
sorry.
Royal Harvest.
So
Oh.
this is the AR Cannabis Cup winner, Royal Harvest. This is that frosted fruit cake. Delicious. Beautiful.
Shout out Kevin because I
Always a-
canoed the joint.
Always a hustler.
It's my fault. I'm
Always.
sorry.
Always.
This is why
Yeah,
people
let
don't
you
let
go.
me light the joint. I'm sorry, Kevin, but I love your flowers.
Oh,
So let's go.
sweet. Close up of action.
Yeah,
Vibes,
not
soda
of the
vibes.
flower,
Well, you
but
could show off. Open it up if you want.
I don't know. I don't think we're allowed
Oh, okay.
on
then no.
wine.
It's just tea. It's
Yeah,
just a
but
bunch of
anything
tea.
can
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
edited
right.
out.
It is a bunch of
Mm.
tea.
There you
David's
go.
tea.
Yeah,
I do
just
love
in
David's tea.
clumps that are
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I asked them to chop it up more, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, it's awesome to be celebrating cannabis again.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man.
How did I first smoke weed?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
I keep kind of thinking back to it, and I'm pretty sure it was just at, like, maybe I was 15 at a buddy's house. Parents were chill. Everyone was chill about smoking weed, so we hotboxed inside, and that was it for me. Like, I think same thing for you, almost like a spiritual awakening.
Yeah, changes things, man. It does, though.
I don't know why I said that.
True.
But yeah, I think it was just really everything was different. Everything was in a new perspective, and I just wanted to kind of explore with that. And so I actually ended up living in that house for quite a while as a teenager and stuff. And like we smoked a lot of weed.
Right on.
And we made the gravity bong and the 4-foot bong and the little lung, and we had the Yoda with the little tubes coming out of it. We had the
Yeah.
Vapor Daddy, the
Mm.
box with the.
Oh, man.
Oh, the
Volcano.
baby. Yeah.
We had lots of toys. It was fun.
Yeah, hardcore.
Yeah,
It was the house. That's
It
where
was
you went.
the
to smoke
house.
weed.
I like that.
The house.
If you know,
Lots
you
of
know.
rock band happened in that house. Yeah, I kind of just left the crazy life that I had, and yeah, and just like pursued cannabis from such a young age. I was like, this was just a quick turn for me, and I was gone.
Yeah.
That was it for me.
All-consuming passion. Because especially if you again, if you have whatever your reason is for coming to it, it's a life-changing thing for so
Yeah.
many people. And that's fun to see legalization introduce a lot of people to it who never would have considered it before. And then
Yes.
their lives change for the better as like a side effect of using it just for fun or for experimentation. It's a changer for a lot of people.
Yeah, that
A
is
substitute.
Yeah.
It needs to be more affordable for that reason too, right?
that
and
as
in,
well.
and
yeah.
in larger amounts, like how you buy it, I think.
I would love a 6-pack of those new Emerald Hours, the agave, lime, and sea salt drinks. It's really good, but yeah, it is a very good substitute. I think for people that are trying to be sober or are sober.
But like something to sip on.
Yeah, and you don't feel left out.
Yes.
So
It's definitely a thing. So I'm glad to see that because that was an unexpected part of
that was very unexpected.
Like, oh, you never know what'll come out of stuff. So
It's like fine. I
I'm-
guess you did good.
I'm
Legal market.
super baked too.
I know,
This is
me
all
too. I'm
legal.
like, hey, I
I
gotta-
don't know if I can finish this. I don't know. Like,
Oh, are we tapping out?
I'm not. I'm
No,
just-
I am tapping out.
Okay, Jason. I'm just joining you in solidarity.
Hi.
Cool.
Groovy.
Super.
Zooted.
We rolled with it.
And with that, we are gonna roll with it, baby.
Okay.